Shalom. I want to start off this video by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahusha, Bahashim, Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and grace and peace to you elect around the four winds, believing and pushing this truth in all sincerity. May the blessing of election be upon your houses. This is your fellow servant, Rakoyer from the GMS Orlando camp. And the title of tonight's lesson is Calling All the Unskilled, Unfaithful, and Unlearned. All right, tonight I wanted to go in on this video that was done earlier this week by this guy, Chief Ephraim, which I'm pretty sure you've seen this video circling around the brotherhood by now. You know, our different elders and apostles and brothers have been doing videos on him. You know, and I just wanted to offer up my spiritual 2 cents. You know, Lord wants us edifying unto you elect. Because essentially what this guy did was make a calling to all the unskilled and unlearned in the spirit. Because all the skilled and learned in the spirit understand that what this guy was talking about and calling for is madness. And it's not expedient to the times that we're living in. Neither is it scriptural. And furthermore, in these times that we're living in and entering into, it's important for us to hopefully elect to walk as closely and as much in the spirit as possible, because we're getting ready to enter into a time of great demonization and persecution. And we need to keep ourselves as blameless as possible through the spirit. And the unlearned may call that cowardice, but the skillful in the spirit call it wisdom. You know, but nevertheless, I wanted to play a couple of minutes from the Elder Manasseh Zakba's video that he did concerning the topic. And I just wanted to pull a couple of precepts that came to mind as I was watching, you know, the different elders and apostles and brothers' videos. Lord wants us edifying unto you elect, especially concerning the times that we're entering into, all right, the times that we're living in right now. All right, it's important to understand what season we're in. All right, matter of fact, let me get that before we start the video. This is Ecclesiastes 3, verse 1. To everything there is a season, and a time to every purpose under the heaven. A time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant, a time to be plucked up that was planted, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to break down and a time to build up, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance, a time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones together, a time to remember and a time to refrain from embracing. Embrace, slacking, a time to refrain from embracing, a time to get and a time to lose, a time to keep and a time to cast away. All right. And there's times for everything. All right. There's a season for everything. All right. Right now, we're not in the season of carnality. We're not in the season of taking our own vengeance. We're not in the season of raising up with arms or coming up with our own devices. We're in the season of walking and following the spirit. We're in the season of following the script that the Lord has laid out for us. We've always been in that season. But nevertheless, we're in the season of walking as closely and as much in the spirit of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua as possible. But you see a lot of men here in these latter days, you know, they want to create their own season. You know, they want to, just like the zealots back in the ancient world, you know, they want to force the Lord's hand. And that's essentially what men are trying to do here in these latter days. Force the Lord's hand. Force the Lord to defend them in their different enterprises as they raise up and fight against these different factions and functions and people. They want the Lord to raise up for them and with them. And he's not going to do that. Because the Lord sanctioned, or the Lord has already preordained, all right, the men that he's going to raise up for and when he's going to raise up for them. And it's not going to be through force. It's not going to be something that's manufactured. It's going to be something, all right, that has been preordained in the spirit. Just like the Lord raised up for our forefathers and Yahushua chiefly, All right, that's how the raising up is going to happen here in these latter days. That's how the standards is going to be uplifted here in these latter days. But not through some manufactured ordeal, man, which is what a lot of men are trying to do. They're trying to manufacture an ordeal. They're trying to force the Lord's hand. Render their own justice, which we've seen fail time in and time out countless times, both in our accounts, in the scriptures, and in the world. The vengeance is of the Lord's, man. The fight is the Lord's. The battle is the Lord's, not ours. And we have to wait till the Lord raise up for us against our enemies, man. All right, continue to follow the script, man. Just preach the word. That's it. That's all the Lord told us to do. Be seasoned with salt. Know how to answer every man. But anyways, all right, going into this video. First off, it's already starting off weird because this guy is in an all dark red room, you know, and here it is. This guy seems to pop up, you know, a lot concerning matters of carnality. You know, and like the elders and apostles have been going into, man, you have a lot of agent activity going on here in these latter days. A lot of agent provocateurs, you know, who are going to get a lot of men killed. And the men that's following this guy and answering the call that he made, you know, for people to pull up and go round two, can possibly get a lot of men hurt in these latter days, man. And that is going to get a lot of men hurt in these latter days, following the wrong leadership. Following men who are out to fulfill their own ego and their own enterprise is going to get a lot of men hurt in these latter days. But let's see if we can play some of this video.
All camps, all camps. Shalom came from Japan. All praises. All praises. Yeah, I'm calling all camps. All camps, man. Y'all seen our brothers at Japan. All praises. All praises. Yeah, I'm calling all camps. All camps, man. Y'all seen our brothers at WFI, the Watchmen, get attacked by them Palestinians in Chicago. I'm calling all camps to pull up this Saturday, man. This weekend, man, round 2, goddamn. You know what I'm saying?
And these are also men whom are all of a sudden raising up with some type of authority, you know, or trying to speak and assume some type of authority over men who have been in this ministry for more than 40 years. And not just preaching the word, but yielding profitable fruit unto the ministry. Men who have through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai laid down the standard of our Lord, labored in the Lord's work, and have taught us the words profitable unto our salvation, like it says in the book of 2 Timothy. But here it is, you have men rising up, assuming some type of authority that they haven't been given through the Spirit. What gives him the authority to call all camps? Who is this guy? We haven't seen his face in a minute. And only time you do see his face seems like is when it concerns matters of carnality. He hasn't been here to edify the body, to push the flock, to max out in the spirit, to do the Lord's work. He hasn't been consistent. Yet, all of a sudden, he pops up with this authority concerning carnality to pull up for round 2. That's fishy. It's weird. But it's going to happen a lot more often here in these latter days, man. And it's important that you understand what the will of the Lord is. So when men come out with schemes and plots like this, it's easily cast down through the Spirit.
And we need to stand by our brothers and pull up. We finna pull up, all right? And we want round 2. We want the smoke with the Palestinians, with the Israelis, calling all camps. We finna pull up. We finna pull.
And what is this guy talking about? You know, a lot of men don't understand what time we're living in and how serious shit is getting ready to get. We're talking all this rah-rah, this tough talk. And we're not sent here to be tough. That tough shit is weak. That tough shit is weird. We're sent here to be men of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai, prophets of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai, and to preach the word. That's it. We're not sent here to be tough guys, to pull up with the smoke. That's not what we're sitting here for. That's not why we were created or born into this earth. We were born into this earth to herald in the Lord's second return, or to preach this word, to edify the body. That's it. We weren't sent here for nothing else.
Up for our brothers at Watchmen. We finna pull up for our brothers at Watchmen. And we going in, goddamn. We going in. I need about an hour and a half to flame them bastards. I need an hour and a half speaking time. I'm telling you that right now. We need all the brothers, all the camps to line up. I'm calling all.
And we're gonna get to the precepts. All right, let's get to the precepts. You know, but these guys talking about this pull-up boy madness are gonna be shocked and thrown for a loop when the real pull-up boys pull up on them. All right, the real hop-out boys pull up on them. All right, Esau centurions. All right, and they come with that video of you talking all this madness on the screen, inciting all this madness on the screen. And you ain't gonna have nothing to say. You're not gonna know what to do. Because the shit is getting ready to get real, man. Quick. Sooner than you think. And it's going to happen at a sudden. You know, this shit is going to change suddenly. And just a small little testimony, man. Me and the brother, just a testament of how quick shit is going to change. You know, me and the brother at the camp, you know, we were placed in handcuffs. You know, getting ready to leave. Just a random search. Esau just put up on a 7 deep. Randomly. Searching and searching. Shit got real that quick. But brothers were prepared for it, man. You know, we handle it with season through the spirit and power of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai. But men don't understand how quick shit is getting ready to change. And how quick it will change. And how serious it's getting ready to get. But let's see. I wanted to get this here in Proverbs 6, verse 18. It says, let me see. Start at verse 16. These 6 things does the Lord hate, yet 7 are abomination unto him: a proud look, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood, a heart that deviseth wicked imaginations, and feet that be swift to running. So it's like your feet that be swift in running to mischief. All right, and that's exactly what this guy is doing. He's swift running to mischief, man. His feet are swift when it comes to running to mischief, but when it comes to edifying and building up the body, he's nowhere to be found. Like many men who have popped up here in these other days with heresies and madness. Swift running to mischief, but when it comes to the actual intricacies of the body and edifying the body and doing the work, they're nowhere to be found. That's it says a proud look, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood. A heart and possibly a lot of innocent blood could be shed by these words of madness that this guy is putting out, that these so-called leaders are putting out for their people to pull up for round 2. They already gonna pull up on bullshit instead of pulling up to do the will of the Lord. They're already pulling up looking for something, like niggas do. Just looking for something. Just trying to find a reason. It says, a heart that deviseth wicked imaginations, feet that be swift and running to mischief. All right. And that's what these men are doing, man. Running to mischief. All right, swiftly. And they're not considering the times that we're in, man. They're not considering this. It says, observe and take good heed, for thou walkest in the peril of thy overthrowing. When thou hearest these things, awake in thy sleep. They don't understand that we're walking in the peril of our overthrowing. All right, the testimony that we carry ultimately is one that's treasonous to this empire, because we speak against America, Babylon the Great. We speak against this empire, against the American hegemony, against Esau, Edom, and the elites of Esau, Edom. Just like the prophets that came before us. A lot of men don't understand that we are walking in the peril of our overthrowing. We're walking behind enemy lines. And that's why the Lord told us to refrain from all appearances of evil, so that we're blameless. Just like Yahweh Shai. If you still think this is a game, you're sadly mistaken. If you think that this ministry is just going to stay on the internet forever, it's just going to stay on the highways and byways forever, we just going to be making lessons and street preaching forever till we die, you're wrong. Eventually, these words are going to manifest in your reality, in our reality. And right now, we're seeing them manifest in our reality. We're seeing the words of the Lord come to pass. Speedily, man. It says, observe and take good heed, for thou walkest in the peril of thy overthrowing. When thou hearest these things, awake in thy sleep. All right? And it's important to understand, as the hopefully elect, all right, what time you're living in. All right, what your position is in this earth. All right, what we face. It's important to understand these things. All right, because upon understanding, you're able to better prepare yourself. The more you understand, the better you're able, and the more you're able to prepare for what's to come. Spiritually, mentally, emotionally. Because it's going to get rocky. It's going to get heavy. It's going to get serious, man. And the elders and apostles and the different brothers have been saying that for a minute, but you got to understand it. It says, this is Colossians 4 and verse 6. Let me see. It's like it. This is 2 Corinthians 6. I'm going to start at verse 2. For he said, I have heard thee in the time accepted, in the day of salvation have I secured thee. Behold, now is the accepted time. Behold, now is the day of salvation. Giving no offense in anything, that the ministry be not blamed. And let's get that in the NLT. It says, we live in such a way that no one will stumble because of us, and no one will find fault with our ministry. All right. And how do we do that? All right. Let's go to this. In Colossians chapter 4, verse 6, let your speech be always with grace, seasoned with salt, that you may know how you ought to answer every man. All right. A part of how we keep ourselves blameless, all right, is by having seasoning in our speech. All right. Walking and being skillful in this word, being skillful in the faith, learned in the faith. That's how we remain blameless through the Spirit, by continuing to follow what we've been taught, continuing what we've been taught and been assured of through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Shai, through our elders and apostles. That's how we remain blameless, as blameless as possible, because we are going to face blame and demonization and persecution. All right, that's inevitable. All right, we're going to face that. All right, but just like Yahweh Shai, when he got persecuted, they found no fault in him. They couldn't. Herod, he said, "What? I find no fault in this man." And if it's any walk we want to mimic here in these latter days, it's our Lord's, man. It's going to be Yahweh Shai's walk, which a lot of men are trying to throw out the window and disannul. Yahweh Shai's walk, his instrumental part in our ministry, man. They're trying to throw Yahweh Shai out the window. And to hell with all you niggas that's trying to do that. You will be judged for that. You can't take the Lord's spot, nigga. And just as sure as we see it, the Lord see it. And he going to deal with you niggas, man. Trying to usurp authority over the Lord's flock and usurp the Lord's spot. We going to see, nigga. We going to see how that work out for you. It says, let's get this. All right. This is Titus chapter 1, verse 11. Verse 10, it says, "For there are many unruly and vain talkers and deceivers, especially they of the circumcision, whose mouths must be stopped, who subvert whole houses, teaching things which they ought to teach, which they ought not, for filthy lucre's sake," man. All right. And you have a lot of men of the circumcision, men who know they're Israelites, all right, men who may call themselves leaders, whose mouths must be stopped. Because every time they open it, they spew madness. Every time they open it, they incite madness. Every time they open it, they destroy the Lord's flock. Every time they open their mouth, they scatter the Lord's flock. Every time they open their mouth, they cause confusion. So their mouths must be stopped, man. And the Lord is coming to stop their mouths. Because what this guy is going on about in this video, which I'm not going to play no more of it because you've probably seen it already. I just want to touch on a couple of points and a couple of precepts that came to my mind. But what this guy is talking about is complete madness. A man who is unskilled in the spirit, unlearned, not seasoned when it comes to the faith. When it comes to discerning the times. And the whole vibe is off to begin with, man. But nonetheless, let me get this last precept and I'll close it out. This is Ephesians chapter 5, verse 15. "See then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time because the days are evil." All right, and we're living in some very evil times. And it's important to walk circumspectly, to understand what's going on around you, how you should move, how you apply these scriptures to your life, what the will of the Lord is. It's important to be circumspect, man. Circumspection is important because men like this and situations like this are only going to become more and more frequent, and they're going to get worse and worse as the times go by. With that being said, that's all I have to say for the night. Lord, when set upon into your elect, remain circumspect, man. Remain circumspect. Hold that fast which you have, that no man take thy crown. You have a lot of crown snatchers here in these latter days, man. Hold on to yours through the spirit and power of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai by remaining faithful, skilled, learned in the spirit. Shalom. Stay up.